This is how I use Grammarly as a medical student. I use Grammarly's AI chat to brainstorm. It gives me prompts and starting ideas in seconds, which saves me so much time on writer's block. And once I've got my draft written, Grammarly can take it a step further with the AI grader. By uploading my mark scheme, I can see a predicted grade and get clear feedback on where to improve before I submit. But these grades are only predictions, and they're designed to highlight areas to strengthen your work and not replace your actual grade. And when it comes to backing up my arguments, Grammarly's citation finder is such a lifesaver. It helps.
The patients in My £600 Life eat some of the craziest meals ever seen on TV, and you all loved my part 1 so much, I decided to make a part 2, looking at what is in these meals, how much they cost and more, starting with Shauna Collins, the woman who lost Dr. Now's diet plan 4 times and ate over 10,000 calories a day after complaining she didn't know how else to lose weight.
Every day of my life feels like it's harder than the last, and that things just keep getting worse for me because of my size. And I'm so tired of it and all the pain. I don't want to live this way because I hate this body. It's just too big to be normal, and it keeps me from being able to do a lot. So I feel like I'm trapped most of the time because of how hard it is to move and get around.
Shauna has appeared in a few of my videos for being lazy and lackadaisical, but she's actually one of the youngest patients ever to see Dr. Now at just 22 years old. And her immaturity really shows in the meals that she eats, and when you see them, it'll be no surprise how she got over 600 pounds this young.
Usually I start eating when Derekus comes over to check on me. He brings me something to eat or he'll make it for me.
How are you feeling today?
My back hurts. Same old, same old.
Did you eat?
No. Can you make me some burritos?
Okay.
And hash browns?
Okay. How many do you want?
4.
Okay.
4 burritos and
4 burritos and what?
6 hash browns.
Shauna starts her day off with 4 burritos and 6 hash browns, and I think I found which burritos they were too, and if it was these ones, it would bring the calories to over 880 in the burritos alone. And then you have the hash browns on top, which would add another minimum of 800 calories, and it's all just ultra-processed junk food. Shauna deletes this meal in a matter of minutes, and I know what you're thinking, that meal wasn't that crazy. And Shauna agrees, so literally minutes after her caretaker leaves, she orders her next meal.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Be careful. I'm never satisfied when it comes to my hunger, because eating is such a good feeling. And once I'm eating, I won't think about things that are sad.
How can I help?
Can I please have a large stuffed crust pepperoni pizza? The cinnamon bites thing, and that's all. Thank you.
Now, I have no idea where she ordered from, but I'm just gonna guess and go with Pizza Hut because the boxes look similar. First of all, how is she affording all of this food? She must be on disability because she's never worked a day in her life, and we can tell she orders food like this on the daily. Like, this order alone would be, what, like $25 minimum? The calories in this pizza are insane too, coming in at 3,000 for the entire thing, then add on 500 minimum for the cinnamon bites. Remember, she's having all of this after literally having 4 burritos and 6 hash browns. And you're not gonna believe me when I say this, but she's still hungry. So she microwaves what looks like an entire bag of Totino's pizza rolls, which contains 120, bringing the calories to just under 2,000 for the bag. In this morning, Shauna has devoured over 7,180 calories worth of food, which is absolutely mind-blowing, and I can't believe anyone can stomach that amount. To make matters worse, Shauna's mother comes home later, and Shauna claims that she's starving and she hasn't had much food. So her mother cooks her half a pizza and 2 meatloafs, all in the same day. Now, this is a crazy amount of food, but obviously to Shauna and her mother, it's just normal. Now, as crazy as this sounds, this is actually one of the smaller meals in the video, and the meals only get more insane as the video goes on. And next up is Sarah from season 6, who despite getting approved for weight loss surgery, has one final mind-blowing cheat meal to celebrate.
The life that I'm living right now is miserable, and just walking hurts because of all the strain on my body. My knees hurt, my back hurts, my ankles sting, even my shoulders hurt from all the weight I'm carrying.
Sarah nearly weighs over 600 pounds, and similar to Shauna, she's very young and is just 25 years old. Despite most people having independence by then, moving out and having their own lives, Shauna is the opposite, and she still needs to actually be bathed by her mom because she's too fat to do it herself.
It's embarrassing to be a grown adult who still needs to be bathed by their mom. But what's even worse is I know soon I won't even be able to make it up the stairs. And at that point, she's going to have to bathe me on a tarp in the lawn. And I dread that but I know that I'm months away of it getting that bad.
The worst part about it is that Sarah has just seemed to accept that her fate is to be washed on a tarp outside, saying that she's months away from that happening. Like, she doesn't even seem to want to make a change. Despite that attitude though, she's signed up for help with Dr. Now, so maybe she is ready to change. I mean, if the threat of being washed down in your yard with a hose isn't enough to change, I'm not sure what will be. Anyway, we do see Sarah eat large meals, but nothing that would put her on my list yet. She makes the journey to see Dr. Now and gets weighed in at 642 pounds, which is even worse than she originally thought, and she doesn't handle the news well.
Seeing that number is humiliating, especially with my sister here. I have to do something about my weight, and I need to do it like now. So I just hope I'm about to get the help I need.
And it isn't just the weight that makes Sarah wake up, it is the dressing down from Dr. Now too.
All right, Sarah, you are 642 pounds, and you're only 25 years old.
Yes.
At this rate, you'll be 800 pounds by the time you are 30. And I see, according to your chart, you're on the blood pressure medication and some inhaler and some anti-inflammatory. So
Yes.
these are medicine we usually see people in 40s and 50s, not 20s.
Yeah.
So if you have a body of someone twice your age, now in your 20s, you know what that means. You're not going to be able to survive much into your 30s. And it says in your chart you're also having trouble getting around and staying mobile. So now is the time to turn things around.
Dr. Now being blunt might seem harsh, but it is needed. He has a position of authority and needs to be real with these patients, especially when they're surrounded by enablers. If you're a subscriber of the channel, you will have seen how often these 600-pound people die when they refuse to change, so the danger to their lives is very real. Thankfully though, Sarah takes these warnings seriously and makes a change. She tries to be a bit more active and be a bit more mindful of her portion sizes, which when you stick to these ideas makes it impossible to not lose weight, which is exactly what happened.
Yay.
It's great.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a second to touch on something that I think is really important? I'm a huge advocate for mental health on this page, you guys already know, especially.
I'm so excited and proud of myself. Part of me wasn't sure that it was even possible for me to lose that amount of weight. So to see all my hard work pay off is a really good feeling. And I really hope I'm about to get my approval.
Sarah has worked hard and finally gets approved for weight loss surgery by Dr. Now. However, she wants one last cheat meal, and I've got to say the sheer amount of food she eats is absolutely ridiculous.
Dr. Now approved me for weight loss surgery if I passed my medical test, and I went for those. And I just found out I'm all cleared, and I'm so excited. But I'm still nervous too, because I have my surgery coming up in 5 days. But I know that after weight loss surgery, I'm not going to be able to physically handle some foods. And I'm worried I'm not going to be able to eat my favorite meal after the surgery, which is tater tot casserole. And I've been thinking that I've earned the right to celebrate just a little. Tater tot casserole is tater tots, cheese, cream of chicken soup, and a bunch of other stuff thrown together. It's just really good. I think that I will be able to make this tater tot casserole and be able to enjoy a little bit of it.
Bear in mind, Dr. Now warns Sarah if her weight loss slows down, he will cancel the surgery. Having this massive meal one time isn't going to do too much damage, but it could open her up to falling back into old habits.
I have it one last time before surgery because this is a food that I know I will not be able to eat probably.
Touch on something that I think is really important. I'm a huge advocate for mental health on this page, you guys already know, especially.
I'm so excited and proud of myself. Part of me wasn't sure that it was even possible. But I'm gonna really enjoy this.
Like I said, one of these isn't going to hurt too much as long as it is truly a one-off. However, at her next appointment, she has gained 14 pounds. So clearly, like I said, her old habits have been coming back after reaching her goal. So Dr. Now reschedules her weight loss appointment. Eventually though, she wakes up and through better eating and more exercise, she gets approved for weight loss surgery and manages to lose the weight. Probably without eating the tater tot casserole. Now Sarah's story is similar to Travis's in season 8, who despite losing weight at the end, didn't make it easy for himself with having massive meals at the beginning. Travis Henry featured in season 8, aged 31 and lived with his wife Yasmin and his mother. At the start, he isn't actually sure how much he weighs, but we know it's well over 600 pounds. And with that, all of his independence has been torn from him.
Everything's become such a struggle for me that I hardly even get up from the couch.
But I refuse not to bathe. If I ever get to that point where I'm not going to bathe, then that's me saying I give up.
And I don't want to let things get to that point. But it's still extremely hard for me to do. And I have to have help.
Me and my wife Yasmin live with my mother. But I refuse to ask my mom to help me in the bathroom. So as embarrassing as it is, my wife helps me with my showers once I get in. I just can't reach all the places I need anymore. Very humiliating.
Travis needs my help to stay clean. It's a lot on me, and it bothers him because it makes him feel like he's not being a man. Every now and then he'll be like, I'm sorry, babe, you gotta do this. I'm sorry, babe, you gotta do that. But I took the vows. I gotta take care of him.
Yasmin is clearly there for him through thick and thin and just wants to help her husband. And although you can tell Travis is ashamed of himself and doesn't want to do it, he has allowed himself to get to this point. Although Yasmin clearly doesn't like to clean Travis and Travis doesn't want her to do it, they both are doing nothing about it and allowing Travis to get worse. Travis asks for big meals and Yasmin brings him them, with the first meal of the day being a stack of pancakes, a bowl of, I think, gravy, eggs, sausages, and probably more food buried under that mountain.
And I don't think that's good. I don't think it's healthy, but I do it.
Once I start eating, it's like this wave of happiness comes over me. And I can never get enough of it. So when I finish one meal, I have to get to my next meal.
Yasmin goes to work after feeding Travis this feast, and what she doesn't know is that despite her leaving him out snacks before she leaves, he orders more food in the form of a takeaway pizza. Travis orders 2 pepperoni pizzas, chicken wings, and an entire cookie pie. Honestly, this size meal is something that I'd get for a party of 4 or 5. Not something that you have after literally eating a massive breakfast stack. Thankfully though, he does leave the crusts, so he's saved some calories there. Now honestly, this feast would be bad enough to make it to my list, but I couldn't leave out his third meal of the day, which is a home-cooked bolognese made by his mother, which is literally almost overflowing off the plate. And all of it is topped off with dessert, with Yasmin breaking down to the camera about her husband's eating.
Travis's body's breaking down in front of my eyes. His legs, his back, his arms.
I'm trying to edit my Twitch and get all my settings together, y'all. Shout out to the ones that's viewing me, and shout out to my YouTube family. And what's up, my babies, my gems, and my jewels? I forgot to do my little intro for that, but yeah, I'm just playing with stuff over here, y'all. Don't mind me while we kick back and watch some stuff, okay?
It's horrible sometimes.
So my weight is not just destroying my life, it's hurting my family. I don't know what's gonna break first, my body, my wife, or my mom.
I'm hoping and praying that this year will be the year that he has a change in his life for the better. He can't go another year like this. He can't keep going on like this. He's dying.
It's difficult to see the enablers getting upset because yes, it's their fault. It's difficult to see clearly they need outside help because they just don't see how serious the situation is. They need someone like Dr. Now to tell them that if you keep feeding them, they're going to die. Joyce from the same season unfortunately ate just as bad and had her own team of enablers bringing her the food too.
Imagine choosing from 100+ meals a week that are healthy and also delicious. Let's be real, Factor's menu is way healthier than the competition. Their chefs actually know what they're doing. Every meal is balanced and built to support my goals. I needed high-protein meals that aren't bland or boring. That's exactly what Factor delivers. The veggies, unreal. Proteins, top tier. I actually look forward to
Joyce's episode has actually been called one of the most disturbing in the entire series, with one Reddit post saying how awful it was to watch. I watched it for the first time last night and her story was just bizarre and disturbing. I didn't understand the attitudes or behaviours of Joyce, her friend and roommate, or her mother, and the whole thing was just unsettling. Joyce appeared in season 8 too, claiming to be 44 years old and just over 600 pounds. Many people have said that she looks way older than 44, which could be from Joyce lying about her age, or just the weight making her look way older than she is. Joyce actually has the highest BMI of anyone to have appeared on My 600 Pound Life, and I've got to say, her life looks totally miserable because of that.
When I wake up in the morning, my first thoughts are a combination of disgust at how my life is now, and shock that I was even able to make it to another day. Because every minute of it is a struggle now, from the first moment to the last. So I question why God even wakes me up just to go through another day like this. I'm just a prisoner here doing nothing because...
So you can learn to stop. The point is to actually learn the lesson, change.
Because of how big I've gotten. And my weight makes it so hard for me to breathe. I have to use oxygen a lot of times just to get the air my body needs. So I know my health is in a really bad place because of that. And it's at the point where I can't even take care of myself or live on my own anymore. I have to pay one of my friends to be my caregiver and help me do everything now.
Morning. Morning. You ready to get up? I am.
Dawn lives with me and takes care of me. And without her, things would be even worse.
because I can't even get out of bed on my own. That's how bad off my body is now. And then once I'm up, I'm barely even able to go a few feet at one time. My weight's too much for me to move around. And I also have bad lymphedema on my lower body that makes any movement of mine really painful. So I have to do everything right here in the same room, including going to the bathroom. So I have a portable potty chair that's next to my bed.
Including helping Joyce use the toilet, which thankfully isn't shown, Dawn also helps Joyce get food, and this meal is the most insane yet.
I get so excited that I finally get to eat. It's the moment I've been looking forward to since I finished my last meal the night before. That first bite is the best moment of my day. When I'm eating, I think nothing. That's what the best part of it is when I'm sitting there eating, I have no worries about anything. I'm just thinking about how good the food is. And that's my life. I'll sit there in my recliner for the rest of the day, and Dawn will bring me food and I'll eat it until it's time to go back to bed. I basically just live to eat now, and I never leave this room. And that's not going to change unless I give up food and stop eating like this. But I can't. It's what makes waking up worth it for me now.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what half of this food is. It just looks like a mess of cheese and potatoes thrown into a box, and somehow Joyce thinks it's the best looking meal ever. I can't count the calories for this one because I just genuinely don't know what I'm looking at, but you can assume this entire meal will be pushing 4,000 calories with the cheese, oil, potatoes, fatty meats and whatever else is in there. Now this was a takeout meal, which most of the time is the unhealthy option. Because like I've said, these fast food meals often have huge amounts of oil and fat and are just very calorie dense. So later in the day, Joyce has a home cooked meal to balance this out. But it isn't much better than the fast food.
Sometimes when I see Joyce eating large amounts of food, I'm livid. I'm just livid. But I'm really always really fearful. I live in a lot of fear because I just feel that she's gonna die and that there's nothing I could do about it.
Here you go. Thanks. That looks good. It does look good.
Sorry, but that doesn't look good. That is just a mess on a plate. I bet it tastes nice, but it doesn't look good. Now her mother cries because
Because I was definitely about to say, boy, you lying. That shit look good. That shit look good. That shit look good.
she knows she's killing her by bringing these massive meals, but feels like she can't stop because she knows Joyce will get upset if she doesn't get fed. So that's led her to making these massive meals, and this one in particular.
The amount she eating though, that don't look good. That looks very disturbing. It makes my stomach hurt just looking at it. And mind you, y'all, I used to be the type of person to binge eat, so I actually get it. But now that I've stopped and I'm on a better, I have better eating habits. This makes my stomach hurt, for real.
That takes the cake. It's a humongous lasagna, of which Joyce gets about half alongside 3 thick slices of garlic bread, and then to top it off, she gets fried chicken too. Joyce is only shown eating half the lasagna, but given the fact neither her carer or her mother have any, I think it's safe to say Joyce had the rest. Joyce did eventually get to see Dr. Now, who is clearly stronger than he looks because he was able to push Joyce around the hospital. Joyce's time with Dr. Now though was honestly just a waste of time, because although she started the weight loss program at £758 and ended up on £611, which is a big drop of weight, this was over the course of a year and she should have lost a lot more with his guidance. Dr. Now asks her to lose weight over the next 3 months to be given another chance at getting surgery, which she didn't get, but she actually decides not to do this and ignore his advice because his diet felt too restrictive. I suppose when you've been eating for 8 people every day for every meal, any diet is going to feel restrictive.
It's been 3 months since my last appointment with Dr. Now. I was pretty upset after it, but when I came home, me, my mom, and Dawn all talked about what I should do. And we all agree that the situation that Dr. Now put me in, where I had less than 3 months to make the progress he wants, wasn't fair.
So with that, Joyce this one in particular and ends up on the list of failures from the show. And actually, Joyce was one of the shortest patients ever at just 4'11", with a BMI of over 160, which is the complete opposite of the next patient who was absolutely ginormous, and that was JT.
Local tax experts are here. Now you can meet with a TurboTax expert in your community.
Every day of my life is pretty much the same. I wake up and eat, and I try to keep eating for as long as I can, because it's what I live for now, and it's all I want to do.
Julius Clark, or JT, featured in season 8, and his episode literally starts out with him eating through 3 pizzas while they rest in his lymphedema mass, which I have to say is one of the most severe I've ever seen. These pizzas alone will be around 4,000 calories, and he even has a side order on the bed next to his leg which isn't shown, so I would wager that it was more than this number 2. And you can see how when he eats he doesn't care about the world because a literal fly lands on his leg and he doesn't notice, which isn't a big deal, but it kind of makes you wonder at just how dirty the rest of his house is if there's flies landing on him when he's eating. Anyway, after devouring these pizzas and dragging himself to the shower, the first thing he does when he's ready for the day is make more food.
And once I'm dressed, if Jessica isn't back yet to make me something, then I'll try to do it myself. Because the pain in my body from being up is nothing compared to the pain.
No, you're doing it by yourself because that is called willpower. You're hungry. So you're going to get that strength to get up out that bed and go get you something to eat because you don't want to feel that anymore, right? Right. I've been there. It's okay.
Of not eating what I want. And the upside of when I get my own food is that I can make as much as I want. And I always want a lot.
My portion sizes are very large.
We get large serving sizes of things, and I'll just make the whole thing. You know, the whole can of biscuits and all the sausage patties. I'll eat it all, and I won't stop until it's all gone.
He makes himself another breakfast consisting of 13 sausage patties, around 1,300 calories, a large portion of scrambled eggs, around 600 calories because he added cheese, and 8 biscuits, which is around 1,700 calories. So in total for his breakfast and second breakfast, he has eaten over 8,000 calories. This is one of the biggest. Thankfully, a Reddit post did the work for me regarding the calories here, and seeing the breakdown makes it even more mind-blowing. So his breakfast starts with a lumberjack slam pack, which is 8 pancakes, 8 scrambled eggs, 4 strips of bacon, 4 sausage links, 4 slices of ham, a side of toast, and a side of hash browns. But he doesn't stop there, and then he orders a omelette, which comes with its own toast and hash brown. He then gets some cinnamon roll pancakes, which comes with an egg, a meat, and you guessed it, another hash brown. Finally, he orders 2 chocolate milks, a moons over my hammy sandwich, which comes with 1 final hash brown. And the final count for all this food, not even including the syrup, butter and oil, would bring this feast to just over 8,000 calories, and the worst part, $74. The craziest part is that this amount of food actually fills a bench in front of him, and just seeing the quantity of food he's going through is absolutely insane. Now after all this food, he still isn't full and wants more, in the form of a Chinese takeaway, which again is just a mountain of food. His order consists of 2 portions of fried rice, which is around 700 calories, a fried chicken in sauce dish, which would be around 700 calories, 5 deep fried egg rolls, which is around 1,250 calories, crab rangoons, which is around 470 calories, 6 side sauces, and 3 fortune cookies. This is around 3,500 calories in total, which brings his calories for the day to over 11,500. And it's still light outside, so we've still got time to eat more food. This is part 2 of the craziest meals of my 600 pound life, and if you want to see a part 3, let me know in the comments below. Click the video that's on your screen now to see the dangers of eating this amount of food, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. Follow my Instagram at BigCraigYT. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
You avoid trouble. With fair warning.